Tzu Chi's winter relief distribution in Johannesburg continues as volunteers come together for Primrose residents. A new type of green roof based on aquaponics system offers vast improvements over previous designs. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Dennis Wu. Thank you for joining us. Tzu Chi volunteers in South Africa recently carried out their second winter relief distribution for over 10,000 residents from 3 poverty-stricken areas in Primrose, Gauteng province. To ensure the success of this large-scale distribution, a total of 175 volunteers from all walks of life have come together.
Although the temperature is only about 10 degrees Celsius, love and care have warmed people's hearts here. Tzu Chi volunteers in Gauteng, Tzu Chis and workers from companies run by Taiwanese work together to help distribute aid supplies to 1/4 of the population living in the 3 poverty-stricken areas of Primrose.
I wish they can learn to give back to other people because the Tzu Chi Foundation is showing the love.
In their 12th year of carrying out winter relief distributions, Tzu Chi volunteers have inspired locals to pay the love forward and give what they can to help others less fortunate.
Over the past 4 years, hundreds of thousands of Syrians have poured into Jordan to escape the bloodshed and misery of the civil war. Understanding the great hardship they have had to endure, Tzu Chi volunteers there have been doing the best they can to help.
As the Syrian civil war rages on, neighboring country Jordan has been swamped by refugees. As the humanitarian crisis in Syria worsens after 4 years of armed conflict, international attention, however, has begun to wane. Tzu Chi volunteers in Jordan have witnessed countless young lives come and go. Living under difficult conditions, life for Syrian refugees is increasingly tough. Witnessing their helplessness and destitution, volunteers continue to do everything in their means to help ease the great hardships these Syrian refugees have had to endure.
In the Turkish cities of Sultan Gazi and Arnavutköy, Tzu Chi, with the help of local volunteers, has been distributing aid to the thousands of Syrian refugees who have also fled Syria's 4-year-old civil war. Due to the overwhelming numbers of those in need, volunteers have been calling on local residents to also reach out a helping hand, while they continue to visit new families in need.
Around 1,200 Syrian families, around 6,000 people, now call the city of Arnavutköy their home. Currently, the local government provides 5 hot meals a week for each family. In this family of 9, 2 of the sons work part-time jobs, while the rest depend on government assistance.
This is only enough for 1 to 2 people, but it is the thought that counts.
60-year-old Jamin was a government engineering supervisor back in Syria. 2 years ago, he fled Syria for Turkey. However, not a day goes by when he doesn't think of his home.
الله 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 هي براز غنم معز
这是羊的大便
هي تراب هي بحص سوريا
Taking his exile hard, Shamin broke down when he first heard that the home he had built in Syria had been destroyed.
أنا كل يوم أشوف هيك أبكي قلبي وحياتي كله حطيتهم فيه.
Help comes in two forms. One is material aid, the other is spiritual aid. Here we try to be by their side and let them know that we will be there for them as they walk the long journey home.
تايوان تسوجي يكفي لنا قضيت ممكن سنة هناك في تركيا رأيت هناك في أشخاص عسويين هكذا العينه وهذا أنت ذاكل وعندما نأتي أنت تقابلني يا فيصل ذاكلني في شارع إن شاء الله.
Tzu Chi's first aid distribution of 2015 in Turkey was held in the cities of Sultan Gazi and Arnavutköy. In respect for the religious environment of Turkey, the distribution only starts after a recitation of a section of the Quran. Volunteers also made it a point to introduce the Tzu Chi Bamboo Coin Bank.
بارك الله فيكم. تظن هذا دولار ما قيمة. هذا دولار أنت تحتاج وأنت تحتاج وأنت تعطي لواحد ثاني يحتاج أكثر منكم. جزاكم الله خير.
Along with these words, everyone takes a moment to donate.
Let everyone donate a bag of barley or a bag of rice. We have an area set aside for all your donations.
Here today, love and compassion are in clear abundance. Among the volunteers at the distribution is Chi Han. Back in Syria, he was the head of a construction company. In Turkey, he works 12 hours a day as a tailor to support his family of 6.
Every time I finish volunteering for a Tzu Chi event, I'm exhausted but extremely happy. I hope Tzu Chi will continue to blossom, as its volunteers are really good people.
In fact, Chi Han never misses an opportunity to volunteer on behalf of Tzu Chi.
Islam teaches us that even if we don't have money, we can donate our time. It doesn't have to be material aid. Spiritual aid is just as important.
The faith of these volunteers, alongside the love from Taiwan, means these Syrian refugees in Turkey now have a vehicle of hope to rely on, and its name is Tzu Chi.
Moving to Nepal earlier in July, the Tzu Chi Foundation began the assembly of prefabricated units to help nuns of Bhikkhu Gunpa Nunnery who were displaced following the April quake. Now that the prefabs are complete, a handover ceremony was organized to welcome the tenants to their new home.
3 months following the deadly earthquake, a batch of Tzu Chi's prefabricated homes is finally complete and ready for their new tenants.
I'm cleaning that. Dust particles. Dust particles.
The nuns will come in from here and walk down this pathway, so we want to make sure there's no rubbish or dust on the ground.
7 prefab units have been assembled to house 60 nuns of Bhikkhu Gunpa Nunnery. Local volunteers say that a double blessing has descended upon this day.
June 4th of the Tibetan calendar is the day Sakyamuni Buddha gave his first sermon. The other happy event is that Tzu Chi is handing over newly built houses to 60 nuns.
Volunteers used whatever they could find to decorate the venue. Although they themselves are not the new tenants of the prefab homes, however, they share the same feelings of joy and happiness as the nuns.
We are from Chichapati. We are glad to be a part of this ceremony.
I'm very happy to be a volunteer of the Tzu Chi Foundation. Tzu Chi has done a lot for the people of Nepal. They have built prefabricated homes for these Buddhist nuns, and I myself have been a part of the construction team. I'm very glad to help out.
Chanting to the Buddha's name, the nuns lead a procession of Tzu Chi volunteers and local volunteers into the altar area. The auspicious and dignified ceremony filled with gratitude and Tzu Chi's humanitarianism.
In light of the mass-burn casualties incident in Bali, New Taipei City, a pair of siblings from the indigenous Wu Jie tribe in Nantou Zengai Township has come forward to send their well wishes to the older brothers and sisters who are still fighting for their life. Here is the story of the Ma siblings.
This pair of siblings has burn scars covering their faces and limbs, but the two laugh and play despite the gaze of onlookers. Today, the Ma children and their parents are at the Puli Christian Hospital to get a diagnosis of their current condition ahead of their flap surgery in August.
His hands and feet are injured, but it is not a big concern. The biggest problem is on the neck. The scars there are sensitive and painful.
The sister's burn scars on her lower limbs have affected her walking, as the muscles at the back of the knee have contracted. The burn scars on the brother, on the other hand, have distorted his face. Despite their suffering, the children's hearts goes out to the victims of the Bali Water Park explosion.
In the beginning, they couldn't accept their injuries, but now that they have seen others who have it worse than them, they have come to terms with it.
Together, the family sends their blessings to the victims as well. Last March, a fire broke out near midnight in their home, severely injuring the mother and the two children. During the past year of rehabilitation, the financial burden of the family fell on the father. However, as the family has received enough assistance from others, the mother hopes further financial resources can be given to others who need it more. For victims of burn injuries, when the weather is hot, burn scars become itchy. As it is now summer, at times the Ma children scratch their scars in their sleep to the point of breaking the skin.
It's itchy. Sometimes I succumb to the itching myself.
Not thinking about the long path to recovery and the surgeries they have to face, the young girl and her brother are nonetheless very happy to be able to head back to school once more. As the father has had to face the emotional struggles of his family's rehabilitation and the stress of working on his own for the past year, the volunteers gave the father some words of encouragement.
Don't think about how old you are and how young the kids are. Just keep healthy. That's most important.
At times like this, it is important that the parents have a full support system behind them, as the kids are relying on the parents for support.
I hope these two grow up healthy and strong. I've given them my telephone number. If they need anything, they can contact me anytime.
With sincerity and love in their hearts, the volunteers vow to stay by this family's side for as long as needed.
The Taiwanese government has been promoting green roof systems to fight global warming and reduce the need for AC during the summer months to beat the heat. However, traditionally, to create a green roof means waterproofing the roof and moving tons of earth to the top to create a garden. Maintaining the garden can also be troublesome for some. However, people have begun to experiment with aquaponics as the next generation of green roofs and found that it offers vast improvements over previous designs. We now learn about this new system.
夏季啊是非常好种空心菜的季节。
累的时候可以来这边坐着休息，看看这个风景。
是啊，
真不错，这个在台北是找不到的哦。对呀。
Compared to the roofs of nearby high-rises, this one is fitted with a pond full of vegetation, which makes it a lot cooler.
In the pond, we have planted edible plants as decoration. There are also some fruits and flowers here as well.
This refreshing pond produces food, and there are also colorful carps swimming inside.
These floating boards act as shade, plus the plants will also help block out the sun so the fish can stay cool at the bottom.
This type of garden is called aquaponics. Fish in the water produces feces which serves as nutrients for the plants to grow above. The plants can go on to feed humans and also provide algae to feed the fish. Symbiotically, they keep the water clean and the garden running. With the advent of this new aquaponics system, the bottleneck faced by the current green roof system has been resolved.
People say a green roof is created by putting earth on top of roofs. So why can't it be done by using water, since they have access to water on the roof?
The pond of the aquaponics garden is created by enclosing it with wooden boards. Without compromising the integrity of the roof, the system can lower the temperature on the roof by as much as 14 degrees Celsius. Technology is then applied to monitor the system at all times.
We monitor the temperature by using the so-called K-type sensors. We place them at the points that we want to take a reading. The data is sent back wirelessly to the computer on the floor below.
Through an app on a smartphone, the data collected can be analyzed. Actually, the inventor of the system is a landscaper from Puli, Nantou, and he happened to be taking a dip in his pond when reporters arrived.
By pushing away the boards, a path is revealed, and that's no different from a ridge inside a paddy. You can eat this basil directly. It's very fragrant and delicious. No pesticides are used, so you can enjoy everything here. Delicious.
Huang says he came up with this design because he wanted to take frequent vacations.
In order to take a vacation, the system has to be low maintenance. It will decide how much water it needs, and nutrients are supplied automatically. We can just leave it alone.
Huang discovered that fish are the perfect symbiotic partner of the design.
Fish are the only species of animal that can be left alone for a week without feeding them, because they will begin to feed on algae, thus serving as janitors of the overall system. It also does something amazing. It poops. You know what its feces will do? It will help promote good bacteria in the system.
Though it sounds easy, the system is not without its scientific calculations. The buoyancy of the floating boards that supports the vegetation is carefully calculated, while the growth cup to support the plant's growth is carefully designed.
With the water at a proper level, no matter how hard it is shaken, the boards will remain stable and not flip over. The cup allows the plants to breathe and draw water freely.
Even though the fish and plants may get sick sometimes, Huang does not intervene. After 8 years of tinkering with his design, he has finally learned how to achieve the perfect equilibrium.
It's as if the plants and insects have some sort of contract, like husband and wife. By us interfering, we're acting like a third wheel.
Huang also has his own unique perspective on just how much technology should be applied to farming and human activities.
We should not deny advancements in technology, but we need to make sure we're not abusing them.
Through creating his own aquaponics system, Huang has also discovered his philosophy of life. Perhaps his design and the philosophy behind it will go on to influence more people.
Earlier this month, Tzu Chi volunteers from New Taipei City, together with the Sanzi District Office, hosted a free clinic to keep an eye on senior residents' health, and also took the opportunity to visit nursing homes throughout the city.
They act like children because dementia has robbed them of their very identities. Tzu Chi volunteers are visiting seniors at this adult daycare center in Yonghe, New Taipei City. Traditional songs evoke memories and moments from the past.
We can tell from the smiles on their faces that they are having a good time. We have such full schedules on most days, so your visit really gives our caretakers some breathing room and a time out. Thank you, Tzu Chi volunteers.
Volunteers also brought the same joy and familiar warmth to a nursing home in Xindian. Why is the grandfather giving the volunteer a massage instead of the other way around? It turns out they were playing a game where the losing party has to give the winner a massage.
I was going to massage the uncle, but because he lost the game, he gave me a massage instead. He exerted just the right amount of force, and he was very glad to be of service.
Although many of the seniors here have lost their mobility and ability to speak, the volunteers' loving and gentle gestures speak louder than words. Keeping a watchful eye on the health of senior residents, Tzu Chi volunteers and the Sanji district office teamed up to host a free clinic.
Housewives like us don't have the time to go to the hospital and often leave our joint pain untreated. We don't even know which department to schedule an appointment for. I was just passing by and saw that Tzu Chi was holding a free clinic here. This is a great event.
Volunteers not only make it their mission to relieve seniors of their physical illness, they also take it upon themselves to bring them joy and happiness. Here at Shangyuan Nursing Home, seniors joined volunteers in song, which brought back memories of their golden days.
When we hear the seniors sing song, they don't always join in. But when you volunteers are here, they happily sing along to every song. We can tell from the expressions on their faces they're very happy.
There is nothing more seniors need than companionship, hence the volunteers' visits are something they always look forward to.
We encourage them to sing along with us. I feel that the seniors have gradually opened their hearts to us, and they can feel our passion and sincerity. The bond between us grows stronger after each visit.
Spreading their love and joy to seniors, the volunteers have found that their souls have been enriched as a result.
In China, during a recent visit to a nursing home in Dongguan, Guangdong, Tzu Chi volunteers found a grandpa who had been locked up in his room. To free the senior from solitude, the volunteers took him to bathe in the sunshine and enjoy the warmth of the other seniors.
Looking closely, one can see a pool of water on the floor of the senior's room, which has been locked from the outside.
He often goes out and then is unable to find his way back, so they locked him up.
Tzu Chi volunteers asked a young man to help clean the grandpa's room, but the man had excuses. Although he was reluctant, Deng Jiarong quickly finished mopping the floor in the grandpa's room. The volunteers then brought the senior to the courtyard to join the other seniors who were laughing and chatting with the volunteers. The volunteers also seized the occasion to explain recycling, after which some seniors went back to bring their sorted recyclables. At the Huilongguan nursing home in Beijing, seniors waved their arm to the rhythm of the volunteers singing. Performing sign language songs, the volunteers have again brought much needed warmth and joy to the elderly.
The Continuing Education Center of Tzu Chi University in Jiayi has invited nearly 250 residents in the community to participate in a tea ceremony. Through drinking different types of tea, participants learn to improve their people skills. We leave you with these images at the end of today's program. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.